Tonight on Collective Stupidity, Jacob talks about the goat.
Words do not have
They're
eyes.
cat people! That's not how you make people! The gang argue about Spy Kids.
The girl, I forget her name.
Yo, this is your topic, and you can't get their fucking names!
You didn't even try to get the woman's name, you sexist fuck. And Dominic shoots a man to the moon.
So they shoot a man in a wheelchair into the moon.
So now you're gonna watch me wing it through stumbling through a shitty intro that I thought up last night at 2 a.m.
Okay.
Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Collective Stupidity Podcast, Season 2, or just Collective Stupidity if you're feeling brave. This is the only podcast that was started at the end of February, beginning of March, and has 13 episodes. Fuck you, Milkhouse. Suck my tiny balls. Anyways, that's the intro, and it actually went off swimmingly. That's exactly what I envisioned last night at 2 a.m.
Actually, can I ask a clarification question?
Yep, what's
when
up?
it comes to our channel? So, Season 2, does that begin on this episode? Because I read it as it began at that point last episode.
It did, yes. Yes.
So, last episode is both in Season 1 and in Season 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're on the same page here.
Yes, we're all on the same page. That is.
We're all on the same
Yes.
page. That's exactly what happened.
It started at that arbitrary moment that I did the confetti animation. That's where it started.
Yep. That's the transition point. That's the border.
Yep, for sure.
There you go.
This is the first time I get to do the intro for Season 2. So
there you go.
I see.
I get to do my intro because you probably maybe you fucking didn't, you fucking people never watched my fucking early uploads.
I watched the intro. I saw you had different footage. You had a train and a robot and another thing.
Yeah. And then it was it was still a plane. It was an F-16, but it was coming from a different angle.
I did. So that was specifically for Season 2.
That was specifically for Season 2, yes. And I hope you appreciated it because it took a fucking miracle to get all that footage from, Pixabay. Pixabay is dog shit. Can I just say? Do not use Pixabay. Do not use Pixabay.
I've used Pixabay. It's terrible. I kind of thought for a second you said it took forever because I recorded it myself. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no, I borrowed an F-16. I went to space. I took a little video of it. Yeah, that's
where the fuck did you find a robot in a space-time continuum? Because I would like to borrow that and have some uses for that.
Listen. I can't name my sources. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. You know how it is.
Okay, that does make sense.
So we talked last.
Give us a Patreon, please.
We don't have a Patreon. It got flagged. Remember?
That's what
I put in $1,000 membership tier, and it immediately got sniped by support. Yeah. It immediately got. I might make another one. It might be fun. I'd have to use my personal email though. I think, but that is what it is. Okay.
Damn.
So last episode we were talking about Milk House, and we're talking about how they do shorts, right?
Yes.
So I was looking into that last week after that episode, and I started doing some work on, and what I realized is I don't want to go episode by episode cutting up bits of the footage into shorts. I don't want to do that because that's time consuming and long, and I don't feel like it. So I looked into kind of online tools that can do all that shit for you, and I found a pretty cool one. It's called Opus Clips. And what it does is you give it a video file, and then it kind of cuts them in. It's a really unique, easy way of making short form content. Is all that I really need to get across. But what I love is that because it uses AI, it generates titles for you, and these are the most 1920s New York Post fucking titles I've ever heard. I'm gonna read some of these to you right now.
Please do.
Yeah, I need to hear this.
And I think for emphasis, for fun, I'm gonna use a 1920s voice too. We're gonna see how this goes. Random plumber for Pope. The Catholic Church's wild card. Behind the scenes chaos. Recording before launch. And then this next one. It just grabbed the intro. It didn't even grab the whole intro. It grabbed half of the little Top Gear intro thing. And it's titled, Hilarious Debate, Short versus Long, and Jacob's History Hate. It's saying that because this is the one. I should specify. This is tonight. The Pope Butchers a Bridge. This is the one where Robert did his Top Gear bit, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we had the bridge, and then
you hitting history, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you were talking about Abdullah the Butcher and stuff. And so what we had here was short versus long. It picked up that bit of the intro where Dominic's like, "Listen, I love you, but that's exactly what we're doing right now." And so that's what it was talking about. And then Jacob's history hate, and then because it said tonight Jacob hates history. So that's what that was.
See.
Wow, that's pretty good stuff.
This next one, though, Drone Strike the Water. Hilarious American commentary.
What? Somebody did say drone. Oh yeah, drone strike the water.
Is that what we do? Do we count as a commentary podcast in American culture? I'm not sure. My mother almost called it educational podcast, but I think it's because she was grasping for the term, because I refuse to call this an educational podcast.
I think the closest we would come is like a comedy podcast. But
That
I think
sounds
so.
about
I don't.
unscripted.
Oh yeah, it's for sure unscripted, but that's easier than that.
You can't script this up.
You cannot.
You can't write this shit. Literally. Next one here. Edge Dream, Wrestler, Destiny, and My Crazy Story. Abdullah the Butcher, raw chicken eating legend.
No.
Oh, this one's great. Jeremy Clarkson, why there's only one Top Gear legend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Top Gear meets Tech, Collective Stupidity show.
What?
Funny hat and scooter ride. Unexpected intro.
What?
What
Huh?
does that mean?
No idea.
Funny hat and scooter intro.
Oh, let me
That makes me concerned.
let me play this one real quick.
Genuine. Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. Okay, this is at the end of the Oh, this is when Robert started doing his Top Gear bit. Dominic says in the beginning, tonight Richard wears a hat, James wears a hat, and I drive a scooter. And it just snagged. You said it offhand, and it just snagged it.
I see.
The next one though sounds like we're going back to the 1700s, so I'm just gonna we're gonna progress backwards a little bit. We're gonna regress, if you will, in the accent. Hear ye, blacksmith needed, bridge crisis and Zootopia 2 insanity.
What?
That's a good one. Oh, this is great. This is 100% a British Daily Sun headline right here.
Yeah. Oh,
No, let's see it.
Bridge repair now. Fix this fucking inconvenience.
Well, I mean, it does
Fix
sum up
this
your attitude towards it pretty sufficiently.
Yes, that it does.
Yeah.
It is pretty succinct in its mission.
Fix this fucking inconvenience. I love that.
These are all so good. I love these titles so much.
I think season 2 should be like 3 episodes long. We should cut it for season 3.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we are ahead of the milk podcast, whatever it is.
Milk
Milk
House
House
podcast. Yes.
We got to make sure we're ahead of them. This is without question.
Yep. That is our top priority with this podcast now.
This is my top priority in life. Put aside college, put aside future family and wife.
Yeah.
Milk House, you gotta go down.
Destroy Milk House. That is indeed, yes.
I'm sorry, New York State. I know I have to file my taxes still, but I'm not going to. I got to deal with Milk House first.
You gotta deal with Milk House.
These are essential things.
You gotta wait for your money. You gotta wait for your money because we're at war right now.
I gotta commit tax fraud to beat Milk House. It's a crazy thing.
Side note, I'm digressing now, but New York State still owes me my tax return from 2020?
Yeah.
2020. And I never got it. And I still want it. It's like $65.12, but I still want it.
Are you fucking serious, Dominic? Are you?
I never got it though. I'm entitled to my 65.12. Where was my 65.12?
What are you gonna do with 65 fucking 12? What are you gonna do with it?
It's the principal. Oh, pay off 1/15 of my cam. That's what I'm doing.
Listen, I think you just need to fucking chill. Okay, that's what I think.
If you listen to this, New York State Judicial and Revenue Service, you owe me.
Which I'm sure they
It was
are.
like 62.12.
Did you already forget the number?
It was.
Dominic, no. But you just said it. You just said 65.12, not 15 seconds ago. You already forgot. Do you have early onset dementia?
I do not have feelings.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I want my 6512 New York State, and if I don't get it, I'll be mildly disappointed.
At the state of New York, which chances are you already are because you live in New York.
Which,
Oh my
that's
god.
the worst I can do is mild disappointment. So, take that.
Give this man his money.
Yeah, the worst you can do is a mild disappointment. You can't even give them the courtesy of going full disappointment.
No, it's
Full
mild. It's New York
disappointment.
State. I expect this by now. It's what they do.
Great. Let's get to my
Yeah, get your
actual
topic.
topic, baby. Let's go!
So, is this a good time for me to run off and make coffee?
Are you fucking kidding
Yes. It
Yes,
is a good
I
time.
am. I was just doing that.
me? I saw red. I saw red.
I would have gone deeper, but I could actually feel the fear from you going up as I said that. I was like, I don't know if I can do this to you. I don't know if I can be an ethical human and do
Oh
this
my
to you.
god, Dominic, it's been 4 weeks.
gonna walk off
It's
in 5
been
minutes.
4 weeks. I've had this. It's been. Woo! Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna.
Let's
Hit me
go.
with
Let's
the
go.
idea.
Let's do it.
Right. So this is an actual presentation I've produced, and I'm gonna need to share my screen with you in a second.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna do a funny cut in the editing room, to the presentation. So you watch. But for you right
Movie
now,
magic.
I'm just moving my.
For the audience, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
For us, I'm sitting in a screen,
Yeah.
staring at it, waiting for a little dinosaur to give me a screen
Yeah.
share.
Yeah, it's
For you guys, I'm just dragging a browser window over.
There you go.
For you, though, it was like sprinkles and sparkles. and
Yeah, it
fireworks.
was great. It was great. You guys, you loved it. So, I would like to.
Oh my god.
What's
Here
your
we go.
problem? What's your problem?
Nothing. Let's go.
What are you? What are you laughing at, buddy?
If it was from anybody else, I'd be worried. But because it's from you, this makes complete sense. And I'm fully
Yes.
on board.
As you all know, the Oblivion remake came out a while ago. And I played through it, and I enjoyed my experience. And I'll tell you what, it got me back into Elder Scrolls and Elder Scrolls lore. And I love Elder Scrolls. This is probably my favorite fantasy franchise of all time, I gotta say. I enjoy Elder Scrolls. And more importantly, it's gotten me into looking at some of my favorite characters from the franchise, including the titular Helena Whitestrake, my fucking goat. I love this man.
Okay.
He is probably, if not number one, a very close second favorite character. I love this man. He is.
Wow, it's
he
impressive.
is.
And your standards are quite high with video games.
Yes, they are. Of course. Yes. Notoriously, I have. Notoriously, yes. Let's now get into a little bit of historical context. We're gonna need to really
What the fuck is
understand.
that?
What's up? What? Questions?
Who is that?
Concerns? That's Nerevar. The Nerevarine.
I have no questions.
So
Please continue. You have no idea how utterly lost I am right now. Right? I don't play Elden Ring. I don't play
That's
Scrolls.
not the name of the
Dark
game.
Scrolls, whatever the hell it is.
That's not-
Right?
okay.
I don't know any of this. I played D&D once, and I played a necromancer who had a fake health insurance scam. I have no idea about any of this. This is all Greek to me. I'm fascinated though, so please. Also, this dude here, this like little reptoid little lizard guy,
Yep.
he needs more band-aids. He should go back to CVS, man. He's missing some band-aids.
Yeah, he needs more band-aids.
Yeah,
more
he's,
band-aids.
For sure.
All right, give us the historical
Please go on.
context.
I truly, and I mean this, I am fascinated. Please go on.
Right, so here, this is our setting. This is the continent of Tamriel. This is where all of the Elder Scrolls takes place. It's on this continent. What we're going to focus, though, specifically on is this middle province of Cyrodiil here.
Which one's Syria?
Cyrodiil, the one in the middle.
Which one's Syria?
Oh,
The one- yeah,
okay, Cyrodiil. That makes more
Yes,
sense.
yes,
I thought you said Syria. I was like, I can see Italy. I can see the UK. It's in the wrong spot. I don't know why it's down south. But this is making sense. Syria? I don't see no Syria. You can't fool me. There's no Arabian Peninsula here.
Yeah, no Syria. But yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at Cyrodiil.
I'm gonna kill you.
like Lucky Charms.
Cyrodiil is where we're gonna be focusing, and I'm also gonna mention Skyrim. Moving on from that, you fucker. He's so happy with himself.
Yeah. Yes. He's very happy with himself.
Moving on to that. These are the Cyrodiil, during this age we're looking at kind of the first era of Tamriel's history here, was covered with a lot of elven kingdoms, specifically the Aelids. Now, the Aelids, their kind of whole shtick is enslaving humans, and then their other kind of shtick is half of them were really into Daedra worship. And the Daedra are kind of like demon people. I'll get into them in a minute, but they were kind of torn between traditional elven gods and then these demon gods, if you will. Because of the difference of gods, there was kind of a civil war happening during this time. Now, simultaneously, or maybe a little before that, but whatever, in Skyrim we have this man, Ysgramor, and his 500 companions come down from the far north, a continent up north. They come down to Skyrim, and they kick the shit out of some snow elves in Skyrim. And they declare the first kingdom of man in Tamriel of Skyrim. And that's kind of where the Nords reside. And they're kind of off doing their own man things. And they also have some really nice gods up there called the Aedra, kind of the counterpart to the Daedra. And that is where we get to Alesia, or Alesia, because I don't know how her name is actually pronounced. But in Cyrodiil, in one of the Aelid kingdoms, she was a slave woman. And she heard about what was going on in Skyrim and all their nice gods that were much better than the Daedra that were being worshipped in the Aelid kingdoms. And she prayed to some of these gods, and in particular, one of the gods, Kinnereth, sent her a very nice bull man, as you can see pictured, named Morihaus. Because I guess that's just what you fucking do. But, what do I know? And then it is what it is.
Some people send posters. People send like some money in a card. I sent a cow. I sent a full cow.
No, they sent her a cow man.
A cow man. Yeah.
No mistakes. That's a cow man.
Yeah.
Cow man. But not just a cow.
Yeah. The idea was, though, that they would lead a rebellion of men against the aliens, though. And that's what they did. They eventually did that.
Okay.
It wasn't just for fun. Hey, here's a bull man. As funny as that would be.
The aliens here are the canonical bad guys, right?
Yes, they are the
kind of
dirty elves.
Bad guys. Yeah.
Yes, more or less.
They worship demons. They own slaves. They do sound quite.
Yeah. They're pretty dickish. Pretty dickish.
Yeah,
just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely seem that way.
Mm-hmm. But I'd like to back up for a second here. We're getting very political. I'd like to get philosophical, if you will. Let's talk about how everything began. And how everything began was we had a bunch of spiritual beings called the Et Ada, which is not important, but I wanted to name them. They were just kind of chilling. They were kind of chilling, doing their own things. And then one of them, is the name of Lorcan, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I can't pronounce it. Maybe you can. I'm guessing not. But that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. He decided he wanted to create a mortal plane where you'd have a bunch of little guys and they'd be running around using sticks to kill each other and whatnot. And he enlisted the help of several other spirits in this. However, during this process, he there's a few different stories about it. He either tricked them into putting most of their power into Mundus, as it's called, the mortal plane, or he just didn't tell them how much it would be. Either way, it created a split between these spirits into what we have as the Aedra and the Daedra. The Aedra are essentially what you'd call the divines, the good gods. Okay. They are the ones that put most of their energy into the process, and so they're kind of like your more traditional gods. You don't see them; they don't have like minions they send to go do their bidding. They're just kind of there, and they have powers, but they're not as powerful as the Daedra, who did not put their power into this process. Because of Lorcan tricking them, right? The Aedra decided fuck that guy. They decided fuck that guy is what they decided, and they killed his ass. They killed his ass, and they turned his body into the moons. They threw his heart down into Morrowind, and then his part of his blood kind of got into all around the world into powerful artifacts and stuff like that. So, but that fucker's dead, and that's what we really need to focus on right now. That fucker's dead.
Reasonable crash out.
Reasonable
over
crash
pyramid
out.
Frame.
Yes, I would say so.
Yep. Okay.
So, This now brings us to the myth of Pelennor. Now, the best way I can describe / sum up Pelennor is as a time-traveling cyborg avatar of a dead god who was sent back in time to ensure mankind's rebellion against their elven overlords succeeds.
So the Terminator.
Like the Terminator, yes. He is also known as a swarm foam war fractal from the future.
Okay.
So hopefully that clears everything up.
It does not.
Yeah.
Is this future like as in within the universe's future?
Within the universe's future.
So like it's not like our future.
No.
Right, in the sense that it's like Back to the Future. It's 1980, but it's actually 2015.
Yeah, no, it comes from a future era of Tamriel.
I see.
Allegedly.
I see.
But yeah. His name is a bastardization of Pelennor, ironically, because that's an elven name. And it means star-made knight in elven. And then Whitestrake refers to his stark white hair. He had long white hair. So he's very unique in that regard. But he first appeared in what we call the Merethic era, where this is kind of before we had the whole era system. So there was like a couple thousand years or so of just shit happening, and nobody bothered to record time. And during that time, he walked Tamriel namelessly. He would form armies. He would conquer lands. He'd rule kingdoms, and then he would abandon them, and he would do it all again because he's just fucking nasty like that. And it's said he conquered all of Tamriel this way, just not at one time. Eventually, though, Alessia will rebel against the aliens in 1E242. And this is where Pelennor Whitestrake really enters the fray here, who walked straight into Alessia's rebel camp with his sword, mace, and armor completely covered in elf intestines and blood. Now, he explained this by saying that all this gore was all that remained of the eastern chieftains, kings, and sorcerers in Cyrodiil. He turned that bitch into a Walmart parking lot at 3 a.m. Which is a little bit of a hyperbole, but I got the analogy in my head and I wanted to put it into a slideshow because I thought it would be funny, and it was. I got a laugh. It was worth it. Anyways, in an in-game book called The Song of Pelennor, he's described as wearing armor from the future. And what this essentially means is he had plate armor, which was not a thing at this period. It was way too advanced. Nobody knew how to build it. So that's kind of where you get the future cyborg thing. More importantly, and more confusingly, I have no idea how this fucking works. He had the Amulet of Kings as a fucking heart, as you can see in this slide here. That's a fucking crystal. That is a soul gem, ladies and gentlemen, as a heart.
Okay.
How that works,
Gotcha.
I have no idea. It don't pump blood, that's for sure. Also, this Amulet of Kings is a fucking Iliad relic, and he hates elves, so I have no idea how he got it.
Can I recap what you said just to make sure we're all on the same page?
Yes, please.
All right, so Mr. Whitehair, perennial, right? Whatever his name is, right?
Pelennor Whitestrake, yes.
Pelennor, thank you. He's a madman from the future who's gone to the past with the future technology. And with that technology, he conquers lands, destroys lands, and then in 1E242, he walks into like a rebel camp covered in blood, claims himself as the king, and says that he's destroyed the main city.
So what he's done is he's walked into Alessia's rebel camp against the elves. The men are rebelling against elves in 242, you're correct. And he comes in and says he's killed all the fucking kings and sorcerers and chieftains in the eastern lands of Cyrodiil. So he's not proclaiming himself king. He's just saying, hey, I like killing elves. I want to help you kill elves. That's essentially what's happening here.
Okay. He has a very blingy pacemaker, which is also of the elves.
Yep.
Because
accurate.
That makes sense. I took notes here, by the way. I got paper notes. I've been jotting things down just to keep track of this. I think I'm following.
Okay.
And I'm gonna guess you like this man, because he's quite a badass, and also because he killed all the elves.
Yes.
And you don't like elves.
Fuck elves.
Got it.
Fuck elves. Anyways.
Got it. Elves.
Yep.
Not good.
So he
pretty much put down.
Yeah. He immediately got to it after he went to the camp and started curb stomping some fucking elves as the leader of a few of Alessia's armies. Now, originally, when he started out, he would leave kind of the mass army to the actual army, and he would just challenge high-ranking elven officials to like prearranged duels and shit, because their arrogance stuck up fucking elves, and they'll do that because honor. And they thought they were better than him, than those stinky little humans. They thought fucking wrong. He bodied them every time. They could not hurt him. Their weapons just did not penetrate his armor. It was effortless for him. And how this strategy kept working beyond the first few times is beyond me, but it did. So that's, what are you going to do? One of these duels, however, notoriously, and I say notoriously, and I mean it, it led to the really funny thing where he ate one of these elves' fucking neck veins, and while he did it, he was screaming praise to Riemann, which is an emperor from 2,000-ish years in the future, who would not even be an emperor in the empire that would be founded after the rebellion. So this raises several questions, right? There's that,
right?
And then also, if he was sent back, right, from a time when the aliens were still in power, then how would he know who fucking Riemann is? So that doesn't make sense. And if he wasn't from a time where they were in power, why would they send him back? What is this man's deal? Who is he? We don't know. But again, I want to stress, this man is from 2,000 years in the future. This would be like Achilles at the Battle of Troy screaming out George Washington's name. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, but it's a very funny thing, and I love him for it.
God bless you, George Washington! Fuck Hector of Troy!
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
As he's fucking
That's exactly what happened.
War crimes.
Yeah. So after doing a bunch of these duels, though, and kind of weakening the eastern lands, as we call it, he finally finished the job, and he curb stomped the rest of the elves in eastern Cyrodiil, all in a year. There's no more elves there. This man don't miss. He cannot be stopped. It's a certified elf-free zone. Eventually, though, once all that was gone, he went north to where some of the Nords of Skyrim came down to come help with more elf genocide, because fuck elves. Now, when they met him, though, his stark white hair was, and I mean this, stained brown with blood. And you might be thinking, right? Well, how does that happen? He's wearing a helmet. And that's a valid question, because how the fuck did he do that when he wears a helmet? He had complete coverage of his goddamn head, and his hair is still covered in fucking blood. How much elf exterminating do you have to do to stain your hair through a helmet? Can you answer me that?
Too much.
Are helmets watertight? Is that a factor of helmets?
No, but I mean, there's it's 360 around a helmet, and there's only minimal holes, and they're not really near your hair.
It sounds like to me this guy does not like elves. Am I right to assume that?
Yes, you are correct to assume this. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Killing a lot of elves.
A lot of elves.
A lot of elf killing.
Yep.
Damn.
Man, I would not like Christmas. Tell you that much.
No. I'll tell you another reason he would not like Christmas. It's because he was not a fan of spiritual beings or gods of any sort. He did not like gods. He hated elves more, but they were a very close second, gods. And when the Nords saw him, they called him the Avatar of Shor, which is their god of men. It's their version of Lorcan again, who died. And he was pissed at that. He was not happy. One time, even famously, one soldier had the cojones, if you will, to call him the Shezarine, which is a mortal avatar of Lorcan. Later that night, he was found smothered by fucking moths in his sleep, which is an avatar of Lorcan. Presumably, Pelennor just suffocated this man with moths because he called him a god or godlike being.
Well, that's kind of an overreaction. Somebody compliments you when you kill him with bugs?
Well, I mean,
what the fuck
he's not exactly a rational man.
No, clearly.
Yeah.
We all have bad days, I guess.
Yeah. We all have bad days?
We all have bad days.
Yeah.
How much effort has to be put into killing someone with moths?
I don't know. He didn't do it often. This was a one-time thing. I think he was feeling a little silly. Most people he just killed with his hands. But that's neither here nor there. He didn't kill these Nords though. He just spat at them and he took them to go fight more elves.
Except that one Nord that he killed with moths.
Except that one guy who he killed with moths. But yes, it'd be that way. Eventually though, he went to Western Cyrodiil, right, to fight more of these aliens with some of Alicia's other armies after he killed the elves up north. And the aliens ended up fleeing to Inner Cyrodiil next. And I do want to point out, though, he was not just the doom guy of elves, right? He was actually a little bit of a Renaissance man. He had some close friends. He was pretty close with Alicia, and also the Mori House, the Bullman. He considered him to be like his nephew. And also he had Huna. Now, Huna is a hoplite / spearman that Pelennor rescued from slavery and got very intimate with. And they was fucking. And they was fucking hard.
Okay.
Hard.
All right.
I don't think you understand how hard we're talking here. He was down bad for this man. But unfortunately, the aliens eventually killed Huna, and this sent Pelennor into a blood rage referred to as Pellennor's madness. And under normal circumstances, right, Pelennor hated elves, but there was kind of a method to it. You know, he was going after their leadership and whatnot. During his madness, though, this changes. The only thoughts he had were kill every elf you see. He did not spare civilians. He did not spare the women, nor the children. This is where he becomes the doom guy of elves. He even massacred...
He's a bit of a genocidal maniac.
Yeah, we all have our faults. Also, notably...
That is a big... Oh, that is a nice looking link. That is a big fault to have, though.
That is a huge fault to fucking have.
So up to this point, like, I am paying attention.
Yep.
I am, like, I promise you that. But I'm looking at Celia on Google Maps just to do something with my hands. But I look over and I see the links guy right there. I'm drawn back in.
Yeah. So this is a member of the Khajiit species. They're sentient cat people. But as you can see, their ears are rather pointy, aren't they? Yeah. They kind of look like elf ears. So they kind of look like furry elves. So he kind of killed a whole war band of Khajiit. In their home province.
Did he mistake them as elves?
Yes. Yes.
Wouldn't the give that away?
He thought they were furry elves.
Or anything else.
He thought they were furry elves.
Dumb.
Yeah. Well, listen, Sammy, you know what they say. You know what they say. If the ear looks like a knife, that's the end of its life. You know, that's what they say.
But is that an elf? Is that like an elf?
That is a cat person.
It's not an elf.
Okay, so it is not an elf.
No.
He just
mistakes it as an elf.
Yes. He fucked up. He fucked up.
Following? Okay, I'm following.
So now where once he was only going after champions, he now was going after the entire army. And the army he was theoretically still commanding just had to fucking watch him murder tens of thousands of fucking elves. And he got so fucking angry and killed elves so fucking hard that he turned parts of Cyrodiil to void. And I'm like not speaking like metaphorically. It literally he destroyed the land. He deleted it. Whole parts of the province got retconned out of reality. He was so angry and killed so many fucking elves.
This dude. This guy.
Okay.
Just a little racist.
They deserve it.
This man on his helmet, which he gets from the future,
Yep.
I should add, if I follow that line of lineage correctly, it has pointy ears on it. Does this have any indication of any sort? Is this just a style point, or is this some sort of lore that's hidden within it?
No, he just looks cool. It's just like style points.
Oh, but the Khajiit, they were definitely elves.
Listen, Pelennor is not a man of logic. I think you can figure that out, Samuel.
I'm a little bit offended the attack, the Kajab. What the hell is it again?
The Khajiit.
Yeah.
The kebab is a food. In the wrong universe and in the wrong time frame, man. I'm a little offended to do that. I mean, how could you do that? It's evil.
It's a little messed up.
Maybe.
But you know, what are you gonna do? Moving on though, literally fucking nothing could calm this bitch down though. He kept dunking on elves left, right, and center, and he only stopped when Alessia prayed to the divines to calm this bitch down. It took the entirety of the Elder Scrolls Pantheon to make this guy calm the fuck down. And also, this was not a one-off thing. This did not just happen the once. He would regularly do this after this point. And it got so bad that the divines nearly fucking left the world out of sheer disgust over the amount of rage he put out.
Oh my god.
And he was once asked by a soldier how this madness felt. And he said, it felt like when a dream no longer needed its dreamer. And I ask you, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? What does that mean?
It means he's tripping balls. That's what it means.
Valid.
To me, that means his fantasies have morphed itself in his head to reality, and he
Mm-hmm.
no longer can stimulate between reality and what is his brain.
Mm-hmm.
What is his,
That
his
too.
inner thoughts.
That's a good one.
That's good. I like that. Thank you.
That's what that means to me, which
got it.
would make sense for a genocidal
Mhm.
maniac. That does seem to track.
Yep.
Yeah, it does
So is
track.
this man your role model, Jacob?
I'm
Yeah,
not
this
gonna
is your-
say role model, but I'm gonna
That
say I
is- that is
style
not fun-
myself
that's not
heavily
fun
after
awareness.
him. Anyways, moving on quickly, so I have no more questions asked of me. Eventually, we get to the fall of Pelennor, the end of his story.
Yes.
So eventually, the aliens are all pushed back to kind of the main center of the province around this little island on this big ass city. And inside of this city, you have Umaril. He's a demigod of the aliens. He's part Daedra, part elf. And Pelennor really wanted to go assault the city, but Alessia wanted to prepare more and kind of starve him out a little bit. Now, essentially, what Pelennor did here is he called everyone a pussy and fucked off to go fight Umaril and kill more elves.
Oh my god.
And he slaughtered his way eventually to the White Gold Tower, which is a big tower in the middle of the city. And the whole time he was killing elves, he was fucking them up. But he was getting hurt by the elves' weapons at this time because Umaril, the demigod again, forged weapons that could actually hurt him. And so this whole time he was making his way to Umaril, he's being weakened by elves. Now after Pelennor killed most of the defenders, he finally faced Umaril. And they were pretty equal in skill, but eventually Pelennor did come out victorious over him. However, he was severely injured in the fight because he was worn down previously by the other elves. And after he killed Umaril, all the alien spectators, jumped down and they... there's no easy way to put it. They cut him into 8 pieces. They cut him into 8...
They were sick and tired.
They were sick and tired of this fucking guy.
Honor bullshit. They were like, all right, fuck honor. Let's just jump him.
They've had enough of Mr. Evil Man. They quarter him twice.
So he's into 8 pieces. But that's not the end of him, though. Because as Morehouse gets to his dead body, the Bull Man again, apparently his head was very chatty. And he had a nice lengthy conversation with the Bull Man. Because he's literally too angry to die. And he did eventually die. But he had a good chat with the Bull Man first.
What'd they talk about?
I have no clue. Only Morehouse knew, and he never spoke of it. I don't have the answers for you, Samuel. I'm sorry. I wish I did.
Right.
Damn it.
Right.
Yes?
Right. Okay.
What's up?
I'll let you finish your thoughts. I'll let you finish your thoughts. Are you near the end? Let's start there.
Yes, I'm near the end. I got like...
Okay. I'll let you finish.
I got 3 slides. 3 slides. I'm going quick.
I'll ask some questions.
So in the end, the rebellion is successful. We have a new Empire of Man. And it's probably, in no small part, due to the fact that Pelennor's kill count was at least equal to the rest of the armies fielded. Except JK, because he gets revived as soon as Alicia is on her deathbed, and no explanation is ever given as to how he's there. He could be a ghost. He could have been sent back in time again. It could be another version of the Shezarine. It could be the guy who created this lore was high on bath salts because he liked to do that. I don't fucking know. I have no idea how it happened, but he did. And so ends the tale of Pelennor Whitestraight, my fucking goat. And as a final point, I want to point out that in Oblivion, you can get this man's armor, and if your infamy, which is the measure of how bad you are, gets to -1, you cannot wear any of his gear because you've been too naughty. Which implies that for everything this man did, he never did anything wrong.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
right. Sure.
Do with that information what you will.
I don't even know where to begin when it comes to unpacking what I've just witnessed. Is this so you have to forgive me because I don't know anything about Skyrim. This is just not my forte in life. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the plot to this game, Elder Scrolls? Or is
no.
that lore that comes before the plot of
this is lore that happens several thousand years before the events of any game.
Okay.
Legitimately speaking, if I am correct, the only thing that is actually relevant to the game that Jacob played is the fact that there are Daedric princes who live on the plains of Oblivion. None of this other shit actually matters.
That and the Amulet of Kings. Other than that, none of this is actually relevant. And you can get his armor, but that's it.
Got it. So most of this is within the bowels of the lore of the game.
Yes, deep lore.
Got it. Okay. Now, I'm trying to think of an intelligent question to ask. Really hard here. So this guy comes down from. So let me get this straight, just so we're on the same page here. This specimen arises from the future in some capacity. Comes down a public like lightning from the gosh appears. Goes, hey, how you doing? By the way, I'm like the Antichrist here. I'm gonna kill everyone that isn't a human. I'm gonna do that. And then he gets killed himself for doing that. Gets quoted twice. And then he has a lengthy conversation with a bull. And then he dies. Right? Am I putting down?
Yeah, dies allegedly.
Okay, got it. Got it.
You are dead on. Yes, that is exactly what happens.
Just making sure. Now, I wrote notes, by the way, the entire time, and they were much more thorough at the beginning. Then I got distracted when you put that links race, and so I just googling it. And now it's a little bit. So I have like the beginning is Algebra is a demigod, and Dedra is the creator of the realm, who mortal realms.
Just gay. Just like
I got distracted a lot. So Sam, take over for me, please. I gotta adjust.
Yeah. Okay. So, man from the future. Let's get this right. Either he is the embodiment of mankind, which can be genocidal and at times gay. But or alternatively, a man was sent to the past for no reason, because if he was sent from the future to the past, then humanity already technically won. So he was sent to the past for no reason other than to just fucking kill a bunch of elves.
Yes.
And he's the goat. Why?
Because he killed a lot of elves. Like, Sam, I don't think you understand. He killed a lot of... He removed parts of the land from reality. Is that not goat-worthy to you?
I mean, no.
Are the elves evil, or is that just like
They're not cool.
I mean, yeah, but it seems like we're like just wiping people based off of like differences of ideology. I wouldn't call that goating.
No, listen, you're not familiar with elves in Elder Scrolls lore then, because if you were, you would know these elves fucking suck. They are responsible, and I'm not being like facetious about this. They are probably responsible for 70% of the bad things that happen in this fucking universe. They suck.
70%.
Probably. They fucking suck hard.
What I'm taking away from this is that time he should have spent playing Crisis 2, he spent gooning over this mass murderer. That's
true, but I don't like the way you say it. But yeah, I'm happy to report that's the first installment of potentially my new corner, Jacob's Lore Corner, or alternatively, Jacob's autism experience, depending on whichever one fits in the edit.
I think I'm gonna have to start running you up with the PowerPoints, because if there's one thing I can do. I have very few skills in this life, I must say. My disposition in life is quite low, but I can make a damn good PowerPoint. I might have to make a PowerPoint.
No, metal as fuck.
It might be how I describe Zootopia 2, the trailer, as a PowerPoint. That might be PowerPoint worthy.
It could be literal frame by frame analysis.
I want to see that.
The picture will be frame by frame analysis. Anyways, we're not talking about Zootopia 2. Oh. I watched Spy Kids 3D last night.
You sure did.
I haven't seen Spy Kids 3D since I was a kid. Not when it came out. I was born the year it came out, so I was not around for that release. But I saw maybe when I was 7, 8. I saw my brothers at one point, and I've got it on DVD from the library. And I knew about Spy Kids 1, and I remember Spy Kids 1. And I know about Spy Kids 2. I have a vague memory of Spy Kids 2. Plus, there's that meme of, does God stay in heaven too? Because he lives in fear of what he created. Like, that meme's from that one. And I have no memory of Spy Kids 3. So a couple nights ago, I watched Spy Kids 1. It's great. It's very weird. It's kind of spy in a way, but also kind of Spanish in a way, in a sense of aesthetic, and it kind of works. It's very, very late 90s, early 2000s. I highly recommend it. Spy Kids 2 is okay. It's not actually all that good, but it's all right. And then Spy Kids 3D is it's an experience. It truly I didn't know what I was going into, right? So the whole movie, let's back up a little bit. Spy Kids, the premise is that there's two kids here. You got Joji and you got the other one, the girl. I forget her name.
It's
I'm gonna
Junie
do that
and
and redo
Carmen.
that.
You
Yo,
sexist
this is
fuck.
your topic.
You,
And you can't get their fucking names.
you.
Hold on.
No, not only did he not get their names, he completely. You didn't even try to get the woman's name. You sexist fuck. You sexist fuck.
So
Yo.
it's Junie and Carmen are the two.
Yes.
So you can edit that out because you're totally gonna edit that out.
Oh, I'm not. That's you know what? Honestly, Dominic, I've already decided it. I decided it 5 seconds ago. That's going to be one of the parts I use in the intro. So have fun with that on your conscience. And you know what? Maybe this part's going to be the next part. Fuck you, you sexist fuck. I'm not editing it out.
So look. The plot line here revolves around two kids, Junie and Carmen Cortez. They're both the brother and sister, and their parents are double agent spies for separate governments, and they are now double agent spies for separate governments. The government's never really stated what they are. It doesn't really matter. It's a kids' film. All you need to know is they're cool, right? Now, the first movie, they go to some fun place and they just defeat some guy and they save the day. The second movie is kind of the same thing. They go to some fun place, defeat a guy, and save the day. The third movie, though. The third movie came out in 2003, which is right at the pinnacle of when using green screen technology was really cool, but it wasn't there yet in terms of technicality, right? Like the best kind of like CGI I've ever seen in any movie was the original Pirates of the Caribbean, which was also released in 2003. I mean, actually, it might have been 2004. But that one had a much higher budget and a much better use of computer graphics. Right, they did a phenomenal job with that film, Pirates of the Caribbean. The skeletons. I'm talking about the skeletons and the Black Pearl.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
A lot of that was CGI. Yeah.
Also,
Curse of the Black
speaking
Pearl.
of Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Jones still is fantastic. He looks so good.
Oh yeah.
Davy Jones is really good too.
I would let him do freaky things with those tentacle beards. Anyways,
okay.
Sorry about that. So
No worries.
Freudian slip. My fault.
So that's early 2000s, really good CGI. And you can get really good. We don't do it nowadays because we've gotten lazy with a lot of this stuff. But like in the 2000s, right when it was on the pinnacle of the bleeding edge, it was really you can get really good. Now, Spy Kids 3D is an example of the opposite of that. Well, the creators looked at themselves. They went, okay, so we got this new thing, green screen, CGI. Let's put it everywhere. Every surface, every object, every person, every being, everything.
Oh
3D.
God.
But let's not pay for the good stuff. No. Let's pay for that stuff. Let's pay for the mid, right? And we'll use that, and that's the premise of our show. So let me walk you through the show. Let me walk you through this movie, for this experience I had to go through.
You say had like someone forced you to go through it. You chose to watch this yourself.
I did choose to watch it. I'm gonna pull up the group chat from last night. I'm gonna use that as my guide because I took pictures through most of it.
Yeah, you did stream of consciousness to us last night.
You can use them as your discretion. Shots of my television from my iPhone.
All right.
High class stuff for this high class podcast.
Yes.
All right, so they began. It's Junie. He retires. Right. Last movie ended. They save the world. Junie goes, you know what? I'm done with this. Bye, Secret Service. I'm out. And he retires. And Carmen, sister, stays in. Right. Beginning of the third movie. Junie is a private detective. He's trying to figure out why a water park has no water. He figures it out. It's winter. That's why it has no water. He gets paid $4.95, right, in cash. $4.95. He stuffs into a piggy bank, goes to a computer store, and tries to buy a video game, but he falls over and drops his piggy bank. That's the beginning of the film, right? And that's the part that makes the most sense.
There you go. We're off to a great start.
Treehouse. He sits down in a super 2002 iMac computer. Goes, I'm a new film detective. This other lady comes out. This other girl comes out. I don't know what her name is. Does not matter. She comes in. She's only there for about 5 minutes. She goes, you should come back to the ISO, whatever the Secret Service is called, right? The OSS is what it's called. OSS. It's like, no, I'm independent now. I work for myself. Dog, all that stuff, all the 2000s. Goes, blah. By the way, your sister kidnapped. Well, son of a bitch. So he goes back to the OSS, right?
He doesn't lead with that!
Sorry, stop laughing.
How do you not lead with that?
I know, right?
By the way, your sister gone.
So that laugh like blew me out of the trance here. You can do some editing here.
I won't.
Thanks. So he goes back to the OSF, right? Goes, hey, by the way, I'm not working for you. This is still independent contract. I'm not non-agent again. I'm still ex-agent. But where's my sister? And they go, we put your sister. She's right here, but we plugged her into like the video game as like the Matrix. If you think back to the Matrix, you plug you in, your mind gets sucked into a thing. We sent her into this giant video game you tried to buy, this like huge video game made by this guy who takes no interviews called The Toy Maker. Never a good sign. Anyway, she went in there to stop the Toy Maker from taking over the world inside the video game. And we need to send you inside the video game to save your sister and also convince the Toy Maker to stop the game. Now Junior's like, oh, son of a bitch, fine. So he goes and do it, right? And they send him through. So this is where. So up to this point, it's about the first 10 minutes of the movie. It's live action, like a movie, right? It's still CGI all over the place, but it's live action, right? Then they sit him down in this chair, and they launch him into a hexagon full of lasers, and he just goes like through the hexagon, right? He's gonna put on these 3D glasses too, these big giant chunky ones, just to see things because it's 3D. It's the game. It's right when they did the two-tone blue and red 3D glass. It's right when that came out. So that was all in vogue.
Is this is this where we pick up with the images here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is when I start going by memory and start going by images.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot better. Okay. So he goes, all right, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So they plug him in and they shoot him into the game. Right, and he appears in the game, and he appears in this like Toontown city that's supposed to be. And he even says it too when he lands. Like, wow, these graphics are like the best. It looks like a 2005 Disney like computer DOS flash video game. It looks terrible by our standards, but whatever. It does not matter. It was 2003. Right? He goes, wow, these graphics are amazing. And he looks around, and just like a bunch of buildings that are wonky, right? And then he nearly gets killed by a frog on a pogo stick. He just comes, doing, 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 just by. He goes, oh, what the fuck? And it's just, and he's like, well, I gotta find my way to level 5, right? Because that's where the sister's at. The sister's held captive on level 5.
Can I just interrupt real quick? These frogs are probably the lowest resolution thing I have ever seen. These are so.
You can actually see the individual polygon.
You can.
It's like fucking Tomb Raider. The lady. What's her name? Carmen Sandiego? No, that was something
you're
else.
right. Yeah, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Lara Croft. It's like fucking Lara Croft's boobs. It's just
just polygons, just triangles.
Yeah. Right. So he's in here. He learns from Mission Control that hey, your sister's in level 5. Nobody's ever been level 5. If you beat level 5, you win the game. And no one's ever done that. And he goes, all right, got it. And so he's in this game. He meets these other kids who are in the game, all of which are dressed like Power Rangers, but somehow more nerdy 2000s than actual Power Rangers. If it's even possible, they did it. They achieved that. And they go, hey, sup, dog? You're just like a noob. And they like push him off, and he falls to the ground, and he dies. But then he loses a life. And he has 10 lives. And if he, like any video game trope, if he runs out of lives in the game, he dies in real life. Right. He's down to 9 lives. Yeah. So he kind of wanders on a little bit, and then he goes up to the 3 guys from before we met the Power Rangers, right? Like one's Arnold, who's like the tough guy, and then another one's cool guy, and then another one's like the really nerdy kid who looks a little bit like Scott the Woz. Like a young Scott the Woz. He's even in blue too, which kind of matches with that.
Yep.
And he goes, I need to get to level 2. I'm with the Secret Service or whatever. The other kids don't believe him because he's a kid. Why would you believe him? And he goes, how do I get to level 2? And they go, we can send you to level 2, man. And like they're like pulling a hot prank, right? Like we can do it. I want you to run at, and I mean this. I want you to run at that target, and there's like an archery target on legs, just like kneeling down next to him on this like MS-DOS green background with like some clouds in the background. He goes, yeah, I can do that. He runs into him, and it just shoots him into the moon. Into the moon, right? And he lands on the moon. He loses in the life, and he goes, what the fuck? I'm on the moon. And the moon's level 2, right?
Okay. So they didn't prank him. It wasn't a prank. I thought there was just a malicious.
Well, I imagine there's a real way to get there, and this is like a shortcut that makes him lose a life. I think is what happens.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, he's on the moon. He gets a call from the mission control. He goes, "Hey, you're on the moon. This is level 2. You gotta beat level 2 to get to level 3. By the way, you can call somebody in as backup."
Please tell me this next image you're going to is not the backup he calls. Please, Dominic.
So he calls for backup, right?
Dominic,
and he goes to, I gotta get someone for my family. So he goes to his uncle, who's this like really cool Latino guy who's constantly making gadgets. He's dope as fuck. No, we go to his dad. He's like in his 40s. He's an agent.
Oh
he's
no.
Like double super tops. No, he goes to his mother, right? Who's like cool. It's just all that. It's like common sense. No. Paraplegic grandfather. Send me the paraplegic grandfather. That's what I want.
God, it was right. No.
So they shoot a man in a wheelchair into the moon. I can point out, by the way, the entire time, I guess the ISO had the ability to send in people to level 2 to begin with, but just didn't with Junie. He sent his grandfather to the moon and he looks a little bit like Joe Biden in a wheelchair, right? And he goes, "Oh my God, I'm on the moon!" And it's like, and like this like power up appears suddenly, and it says like super legs. And Joni's like, "I'm gonna get this to you because let's be honest, you're gonna need legs."
You're gonna need it.
And he puts it on, and like Joe Biden in a wheelchair, like kind of like Robo cops himself into a morph suit of sorts. And now we can walk, and we just have to accept that as fact.
Oh God!
Why couldn't they just get someone who can walk?
Yeah, what was his reason? Like, he had to have a reason, right? Like, why his granddad
no reason.
not?
I think the reason is because he's been paralyzed for so long. His upper body strength has absorbed all that power, or something like that. Something to those two. If that makes any sense. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Logic is not something that exists in this movie. We're gonna cut to the main villain, the toy maker, who's played by I don't know what he is. I think he's the actor from Night in the Museum, the security guard. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Vince Stiller. Thank you. I think it's Vince Stiller. Maybe it's not Vince Stiller.
It's Sylvester Stallone.
It certainly doesn't matter because he's talking. He's in a room surrounded by paper puzzle pieces, right, in like a basement, right, with all this weird CGI shit all over the place, like fucking specialized Star Wars, right? And he's talking to, and I mean this, he's talking to. It's a World War I general from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Gandhi, but he's a scientist, and Moses.
Right. Okay.
Is it actually Moses?
I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be different parts of the toy maker's personality amorphized into individual people.
So that's worrying for a number of reasons. One,
right, so
okay,
you've got like military angry man. You've got the really smart scientist, and you got the compassionate guy who's like a hippie, but he looks a little bit like Moses.
Yeah. So what we got here is we got the cool scientist guy. Intelligence, obviously making this game requires some pretty good smarts.
Yeah.
We've got like the kind of the humanist guy, the guy who's into selling the game and whatnot, and then we have pro-Germany part. Because at least a third of his consciousness is dedicated to pro-Germany thoughts, which is worrying. For a number of reasons.
It is.
So they tell the toy maker, "Hey, by the way, these guys are in your game." And the toy maker goes, "That's fine. That's cool, brah. I'm gonna kill them anyways. It's gonna be great." And they move on. We
Okay.
we go back to Junie. Junie, and I didn't take a picture of this, but I remember this from the film. I watched it last night. Junie has to go into this big mech battle on the moon with this other girl. They have to like in the super mech suits and like beat each other up to pass level 2. This is level 2. And Junie wins, and he destroys what is now the love interest, which is this girl. I don't know what her name is. I don't even know if she has a name. She might just been the girl. I don't really care.
Oh my God! I just looked it up. You weren't joking when you said Sylvester Stallone. I thought that was a joke. Sylvester Stallone is actually the fucking toy maker. Oh my God! I thought we were talking about Night at the Museum. Ben Stiller. What?
So I was right there because that was kind of a guess. You look like the guy at the museum. Sylvester Stallone. But no, it's actually him.
Okay, number one, Sylvester Stallone is not in Night at the Museum. Number two, all these figments of him, you have Gandhi, Moses, and the General, they're all just Sylvester Stallone in costumes. What is this movie?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It gets worse. It gets better. It kind of depends how you look at it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so he beats up the love interest. Love interest like, and then he gets, and I mean this, just like slingshot into outer space, where he lands into the next level, which is level 3, where he meets back up with those 3 goons from before. Like you got the brain guy, you got Arthur, and you've got the cool gun, right?
Right.
Which the color coded, by the way. It's like orange, red, and blue, or something like that. Doesn't matter. And he's yellow. Jody, the main guy, he's yellow. Now, these 3 guys mistake Junie as a guy who's, and I mean it, he's called the guy.
Oh, is that where this comes
He's
from?
supposed to be some prophet who's able to beat the game and for real. And they see him like a background of him as a silhouette, and he does kind of look like him, so they mistake him for it. But they need to be sure, so they challenge Junie to like a Mario Kart race for demons, right, on this super Metroid track, right? They form into this, and all of these carts, by the way, credit where credit's due. They're quite creative, but they're all just, it's so silly.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm on the Spy Kids wiki right now, which is a thing apparently, and I went to the page for the guy, and I scrolled down to quotes, and there's 3 quotes. One of them is "I'm the guy," and then the second one is "Nothing is unwittable," and this is it's attributed to the guy 40 seconds before he succumbs to the unwinnable level, and then the last one is Cake, the guy right before his death.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the real guy in a second. This is not the guy. This is Junie. We're gonna get there.
Okay. Okay, please go on.
Okay. Are you following me?
I'm following you. I'm following.
Yes.
I'm following.
We're following you.
So they get on this go-kart track and they start racing, and whoever wins the race goes to level 4 or whatever or something like that. I don't really fucking know. All I know is that Junie's go-kart fucking pulls out a giant like Looney Tunes pie and starts like smacking people with the pie. And then they have to go for this big loop-de-loop, and everyone falls off, and one kid dies. One kid, in a fiery explosion, dies. Keep going. You can't stop for nobody, man.
You can't stop.
And then the tough guy, Arnold, is like shooting him with like a punching glove on a spring, and they're just going back and forth. But he wins. Junie wins. They're convinced now this is the guy. Arnold's like, wow, you're the guy. And they go on to the next level. And this is when we actually introduce that love interest from before, from level 2, with the mechs.
Keep in mind,
hey, how you doing? I'm going to follow you. That's dope as fuck. By the way, I have a map to the game, which is how I've made it this far. And this is a cheat. And it's made pretty clear in the game that if you have a cheat to the game's moderators will kill you. Right? They don't like you, so they're gonna pull out of the game.
Just like in real life, in real games.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So so they go on to the next level, right? And it's like this really dark, deep. Think like the city from Matrix. It's probably even based off the city from Matrix. Think like Matrix is that aesthetic, right? Mm-hmm. And they're walking around using this map, and these 2 guys who look like off-brand agents from the Matrix, like dressed in all black with like leather caps, go, "Hey, we're moderators. You cheated. We're gonna fuck your day up, man." And this is when the grandfather comes back, right? Because I can't even talk about the fucking grandfather. How many levels here in this game? I really should have wrote down notes. Okay, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause for a second because we gotta talk about the grandfather.
Okay.
When the grandfather arrived on the moon, right? So paraplegic man, slingshot to the moon, gains legs through God or whatever. I don't really know. He goes, "Wow, I have legs. I can do more than just walk, Junie. I can dance," or whatever he says. Doesn't matter. What matters is what he does next, which is he gets distracted by a butterfly. And he runs off. And Junie leaves him. And up to this point, he's just been gone. And then he appears again to save the day at the end of the go-kart race, and now he's tagging along. And the grandfather goes, "Why are you bullying my grandson?" Picks up these 2 Matrix guys, like slaps them together, and like all the cool gear falls off, and you see them for who they really are, which is 2 like nerdy, pimply covered computer geeks, and they just run off. And this happens. Right? And they move on.
Yeah.
They move on. You cannot stop in this game. They move on to like level 4.5 or whatever. Maybe level, that's right. Yeah, level 4.5 or whatever it is. Next stage, and it's a fight to the death. It's Junie, our main character, versus Arnold, like the really tough guy. And Arnold goes, "I have a family. I gotta save them. So I gotta kill you. I'm really sorry about that." And Junie's like, "I gotta save my sister, man. So I gotta kill you. I'm really sorry about that." And they start attacking each other with glowing Q-tips, with the like lightsaber Q-tips, and they're just like at each other, and that just makes sense, I guess. I don't really know. And then the tough guy Arnold is winning, and Junie is about to die. They do a fake out of his death, by the way. They give him down to like 1 life, and they get stabbed, and it's 0 lives. Actually, it's 0.5. Thanks. Right, and he gets tapped out of this match, and the love interest from before says, "I gotta do this for you. I can't let you die," and hops on there. And Arnold, like a savage, just fucking slays her, just like right through her chest. She's dead. She's gone. She's into dust. like flour being blown at by a fan. Just gone.
Damn.
Junie did not like this. But he also did nothing about it because they just moved on.
You say it like it's a fucking Telltale game. Like, Junie will remember this.
Junie will remember this.
Junie will remember this, but he'll do nothing about it.
Up to this point, like I'm not really doing the movie justice. I'm kind of, like everything I said is true, but I'm putting a little bit of drama into it because I do kind of understand what's going on. Up until this point, where I've stopped understanding what's going on, because the grandfather, who looks like a little bit of a younger Joe Biden. He kneels down with this blue background, and he just picks up a butterfly and looks at it and just like longing, like, oh, it's a butterfly. Look at it. He's like he's having like a dementic episode, and it's just whatever. Doesn't matter. They go into level 5, like 4.8 or whatever it is. Like not level 5 yet.
What the fuck why? Why are they doing that?
Because I need to get to level 5.
Yeah, but why does it go from 4 to 4.5 to 4.8? Why?
These might all be steps in level 5. They're not explicitly called 4.5, 4.8, but they seem like different levels, but they're all level 4. Right?
Okay.
It's lava land.
Stages,
There's lava all over the place. Yeah. Right? It's a big mountain, and they got to get to the center of that mountain, but they can't go for the lava, because if you touch the lava, you die. And so they like, well, what are we going to do? I don't know. Let's walk away. And we cut back to the toy maker. He sees this, and for whatever reason, he wants the kids to succeed. For whatever reason, I never quite picked that one out yet. And so he goes, you know what we're going to do? We're going to raise an army of tin cans with smiley faces on little legs. They're going to kind of out of the ground, millions of them, and chase them into the lava. Which, I mean, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever. They do that, and the kid's like, oh, what are we going to do? We're going to be either we're trapped by the tin can people, or we go into the lava and we die. Either way, we die. What do we do? And Judy goes, I know what we're going to do. Surfboards, and he picks up a stone, like a stone slab, and skates down the mountain into the level of lava, and and they all, all right, we should do that. And they all hop on the rocks, and they all into the lava, and it's like a cool like Tony Pohawk skater for the lava. Right now they get pretty far in. The toy master's like, oh, I fucked up because they're still alive. I gotta kill them. No, that's not what happened. That makes too much sense. Mission control here. The good guys go, wait a second. They can't beat the game because they can't beat the game. Whatever, right? We have to kill them ourselves. So we're gonna reprogram the game live to make this giant lava monster come out of the ground, so then they can die. And Junie's like, well, you can just get pranked, bro. And he dives into the lava, which should kill him. But it doesn't, because the lava is cold, right? It's actually like viscous honey.
Oh my god!
And they're just like going into it, right? But it's not over yet.
Okay.
We're not near the end though, but it's not over yet. They get to the door. They get to the door of level 5. Finally. Right?
Finally.
They get to level 5. And all the people are like, wait a second, Jody, you're not the guy, are you? And Jody's like, no, I'm an imposter because I just wanted to get to my sister. But I found my sister at some point in this scheme. She appeared at some point. I kind of forget when. It doesn't really matter. We have the sister back now.
The whole thing was she was on level 5. What do you fucking mean you forgot? What?
She went to level 4. I think she was on
Bro
level
does
4.
not care about Carmen.
Like,
He just does not
now
care.
this one has her in it. Like, they must have picked her up at some point. Doesn't matter.
Oh
They have to
my
make it
God.
through level 5 to escape the game. And they go, I'm not the guy. I'm really sorry. I lied to you. And they go, oh, we trusted you. How could you do that? And then, and I mean this. Like the wall, they're in a cave, and the wall behind them glows bright white. Like the tomb is being opened, and Jesus Christ is rising from the dead out of it. Right, and a silhouette appears of the real guy, and he steps up, and it's a teenager, and he goes, I am the real guy. Not this guy, it's me. I have 99 lives. And he's on screen for maybe a minute, right? He goes, I'm the real guy. He puts his hand out, and like Darth Vader just like force cracks the door open to level 5, just blows up. He goes, I can do it. I can do anything. Nothing's impossible through me. Or whatever it is that he says. He just walks in there, right? And just immediately dies. He gets shocked by a bolt of lightning and dies. The entire point of his character is to open a door, right? And he dies. And he just goes, oh, and all of his lives drained, and he's gone. He's gone.
Courtesy of Elijah Wood.
Is this?
But it's not over yet.
Is this when he says cake?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has 3 lines. I think his lines are, I'm the guy. They go, but you can't do it. It's impossible. Nothing's impossible. He walks up to the door. He goes, cake. Like a showing up, it's a piece of cake.
So all the quotes from the page are all his lines of dialogue.
Yeah.
But he goes cake because he's cool. He opens the door of his hand and goes, yeah, nothing's impossible. Dies. Just like that. Okay?
Just like that.
Are you following me?
I'm following you.
Yeah.
I'm following you.
Yeah, we're following.
I think they make it the end of level 5, but by doing that, they've beaten level 5. Something like, I don't know. But they're all back in reality now. Right? They're all back in reality. But the game's not over because they made it out of the game, but the game master who's in the game still wants to destroy the world through the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the game master's like, I can't do this for the game, so actually I'm going to morphiate my game into reality, right? I'm going to do this into reality. Right? And then Junie and Carmen are like, wow, that's not good. We gotta stop this guy. But we can't see them. Oh, you gotta put the 3D glasses on. Oh, now we can see them. Oh my goodness. Oh, mamma mia. It's a giant ward of giant robot gorillas, and they're attacking downtown Los Angeles. Texas or something. I don't fucking know. It does not matter. It's like, we can't stop all these people ourselves. We have to call in our family. And Junie puts like a finger up to his ear like a spy kid and goes, calling all the Cortezes. Like the dad is like, oh, and flies through a wall. And the mom's like, and flies through a wall. And the grandpa, he's back to his wheelchair now. I'm very sorry about that, grandpa, but you're back to wheelchair. And like the uncle goes, and they go through a wall, and they all appear. And they all appear one by one in this town square with like a Quentin Tarantino subtitle right there going, Dad, Mom, Uncle Pasquale, or whatever his name is, right? One by one. And they look at each other. They go, where's the robot? I don't see a robot. I hear it, but I don't see a robot. And they hand the 3D glasses and I'm like, oh my God, it's a robot. It's a giant gorilla. And he goes, and it's just like he looks at it and he goes, my family's not big enough. I need more family. Calling, and this is almost a direct quote, calling everybody.
Oh my God.
And like people who I feel like I should know, but I don't know these people just start showing up. So like a cowboy, not like a cowboy, but he fits within the genre. No, just a man who's dressed as a cowboy just like appears and goes, howdy there, kid, I can fix this for you. And then like scientist appears, and then some other guy appears, and like 1,000 kids in jumpsuits just like show up, and the guy who played Monk in the TV show Monk, but he has 4 heads now, just kind of shows up and starts shooting at the gorilla people, and then, but don't worry though, because the guy who saves the day is the grandfather in the paraplegic wheelchair. I can do this. I am enabled, not disabled. Or something like that. Like, flies into the mouth of this gorilla. There was the game master, the toy maker, and he goes, Grandpa, toy maker, I knew you'd find your way here. How could you make me? You're the reason why I don't have legs.
What?
Yes.
What?
I am. How could you do me? All of my life, I couldn't walk on the beach with my wife. All of my life, I couldn't walk my own kids down the aisle. How could you do this to me? I am evil.
How did this? What? No. How did?
You don't realize that actually, I am happy you've done this to me because you've taught me empathy or companion or something like that. Oh, I've never thought about it like that. Oh, the air of my ways is so wrong. Oh, all this giant plan which took me my entire life to put together. I'm just gonna dish them right now. If only I had a way to do it. If you press that switch behind you, and it's a giant light switch, and one side says on, and the other side says off, and it goes, if I put that off, the whole game is over. You should do it. Yeah, oh, that sounds fair. And he turns it off, the whole game's over. And the movie ends. The movie ends with this image of the grandfather of Joe Biden in a wheelchair, like just kind of zooming up over the fallen carcass of this giant mech, this giant robot, and he's like smiling and he's saying something prolific about family, and the movie just ends, and it just ends. And I gotta be honest with you, I mean this. This is the best movie I've seen since Zootopia 1. This was amazing. It was amazing. It was so bad. It was good, and I love it. It has what? It has a 0.5. It has a 5.0 on IMDb, and it's wrong. It should have a straight 10 out of 10. 92 on Rotten Tomatoes. Deserves that. 71 on Metacritic. Way too low. That movie was the best. It was the best movie since Utopia 1. Hallelujah.
There you go. The Doms have it. Spy Kids 3D. Best movie since Utopia.
I have one note. How did Sylvester Stallone make Joe Biden lose his legs? How? Excuse me?
These movies were pretty big at the time, so it might have been just like a celebrity grab.
Yeah, but how did the game master, toy maker, whatever the fuck, make Joe Biden lose his legs? What was that about? What?
I don't know.
Explain.
I have a little bit of context for that. So
I gotta take a breather. Hold on. Jesus Christ.
One thing about the Cortezes is that the Cortezes it's like a generational thing. Most members of the family work for OSS. That's generally what it is. So did the paraplegic grandfather. The toy maker also used to work for OSS. And I can't remember the details, but he had betrayed. He used to be like a member of his team or something, and he had betrayed him in some way. A mission got bungled, and bam, the granddad no longer has legs.
Gotcha.
So they have a actual relationship with each other.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Am I right, Dominic? That's what it was.
I don't fucking know, man.
You watched the movie last night. How do you not know?
I think he was distracted.
He was distracted.
I mean, I would be.
I've been defeated. That movie was, and I mean this. We've talked about it before. I'm gonna lay it out right now. There's a point called the Maryland point, where something becomes so bad, it's good again. And this movie is an example of that phenomenon. This movie is so bad, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Listen,
I mean that. A best movie I've seen since Zootopia 1. I know it's not saying a whole lot, but like this was better than like Marvel. Like this was better than Endgame. This was better than the other one, the Endgame, Infinity War. This was better than all of the raccoon. What was that? Guardians of the Galaxy. This was better than all those. This was better than all of them. Oppenheimer has nothing on this shit. It was so good.
God.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Listen, did I or did I not say absolute cinema?
You're right.
I told you.
Absolute.
Okay.
Spy Kids 3. God damn it. Glad you enjoyed yourself.
I had time to that. I've been looking at I've just been looking at a page on my web browser of that link species.
The Khajiit.
From Skyrim.
Yep.
Whatever they're called.
Yep.
Yeah, Khajiit. The entire time. I don't know if that's like, has that flayed my opinion here at all? I don't think it would have.
What?
Your opinion of what? Spy Kids?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's kind of funny.
I think he's losing his mind. I think he's losing his mind.
I'll be real with you, Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you. I don't think either me or Dominic think Millennial is cool. I think we actually might dislike him a bit.
You're wrong for that, though. He's so cool.
Are we, though?
Yes.
Based off what you told us. He's a psychopath.
Yeah, but that's what makes him cool. People like serial killers, and they're all psychopaths. Have you ever heard of American Psycho?
No one like, yo, man, that used to be ironic until it wasn't. That's the fucking Patrick Bateman thing. Oh gosh. Well, I mean, if we're going like that, maybe if somebody makes Sigma edits of like Pelenal, do a Sigma edit, Pelenal. do a Sigma edit of Pelenal. You know, just fucking completely like chopping an elf child into like 5 bits. Maybe then he will reach Bateman status.
Sure.
We'll see. Closing statements.
Yay! Closing statements! Woo!
Let's go through it.
Samuel, what's your closing statement?
This is a hard one. I gotta try and find some sort of
connection between Pelenal Whitestrake and Spy Kids 3D. Yes.
Yeah, good luck with that one. I'm not sure I can. I'm not sure I can help you there.
Yeah, I probably could, but I don't wanna.
I think I got one. I think I got one. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fuck. No, I lost it. I lost it. I had it and then I lost it, and I realized it doesn't make any fucking sense. Hey, you know what? It's gonna be really just basic bitch here, but there's some great movies out there. There's some terrible movies out there. There are some great games out there. There are some terrible games out there. But it's going to be a different experience for everybody. You know, you might run into that game that's so bad it's good, or that game or that movie that's I'm not a fan of this. I hate this whole thing. This has got to be the worst. This has got to be the worst closing statement I've ever done in my career. So I'm just going to say, go out there, watch a movie, play some video games, and share it with the bros. Because, honestly, I had a lot of fun listening to shit that I know next to very little about. Listening to these guys spaz out about it.
It's an accurate way to put it, but it makes me feel insecure about myself.
Having what I can only describe as like an autistic lapse in consciousness here.
Yeah, that's how I would describe my experience too. Yeah.
Perfect. There you go. We all love autistic lapses of consciousness. At least I do. Anyway, that's my closing statement.
Wonderful.
Moving on to Dominic.
Thank you, Samuel. Dominic, what you got for us? And I swear to God, if it ends up with you shilling something, I'm gonna lose it.
Well, I mean, on that note, there is a Spy Kids 3D special edition box set which has a little bug guy that Jody uses in it. And if you have one, if you have one, I will pay you handsomely for it. I want that. I want that on my shelf. Secondly, I feel like we should start a Khajiit. Is that how you pronounce it?
Khajiit.
Yeah, Khajiit Lives Matter.
Khajiit Lives Matter.
Khajiit Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I don't think the involvement with the elves is politically advantageous for themselves.
No.
Which is a really nice way of saying that they should be killed.
Yeah, if I don't see at least 15 #Khajiit Lives Matters in the comments, I'm not
sure if it has any relevance to anything. Well, actually, I'm not even sure that's even appropriate, but I have said it.
Oh, it's always appropriate. It's appropriate. What are you
It's appropriate.
Do? Yeah.
These Khajiitis, I kind of like them, and they do not deserve to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if the arms of a now deceased fictional king lord from the future in a game that has no relevance in reality. My mighty DT will not stop me from my mission here to save the Kajubis.
We have to have said the name at least fucking like 20 times. Khajiit. They're the Khajiit species. Khajiit. It's not hard. It's not hard.
It has 3 eyes in it, all within 4 letters of each other, man. It's not how you make words. Like, words do not have eyes.
Cat people! That's not how you make people!
I'm gonna call them Link people. They are like Link Jaguar people That's what I'm gonna.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm losing it.
Give me a closing statement. Give me a closing statement.
Okay, you know what? My closing statement is I honestly don't think we can top this episode for season 2. So I am hereby declaring that next episode will be season 3. Season 3 will begin next episode. I think season 2 had a good run. Season 2 is dead. Long live season 2, baby. That's all I gotta say.